Hello, everyone. Welcome to What's New and Coming Up with Lipedema. I'm Gail Straker. I'm the Community Manager for Lipedema Simplified, and I'm here today with my friend and colleague, Siobhan Huggins. Hi, introduce yourself quickly, Siobhan.
Hello, I'm the research specialist at the Lipedema Project. I read stuff and then I talk about it.
And she reads things and she talks about them, and she does amazing presentations for us here at Lipedema Simplified. But not only that, is she speaks at other conferences also. Um, Low Carb Denver, she was at with Leslyn, and just to name one of them recently. And you
Yeah,
were,
and Leslyn and I will be going to Salt Lake in July for their quarterly meetup. So if you're in the area and you want to see a presentation on lipedema, you can go there. It's a free sign up.
yeah, it's called Meetup, MEATUP. It's the quarterly Utah Meetup. So,
Mm-hmm.
and they're going to be doing that, and that's going to be a great opportunity for them to introduce lipedema to a different community that might not have heard about it. Because it is Lipedema Awareness Month. The whole month of June is Lipedema Awareness Month. I'm going to pop that up there right now so you can actually see what I'm saying, which is always fun. And during Lipedema Awareness Month, we've had a couple of events going on. Siobhan, would you like to talk about one of them that we did this month?
Yeah, so we've done quite a few of the webinars, and they've been more interactive webinars, which is always great. So similar to last year. So we've done some on nutrition, on comprehensive care, and there were quite a few of those. And the main focus of those was focusing on what we can do today, right now, a tiny itty bitty little thing, a tiny step we can take towards where we want to be, because there's where we're at now and where we want to be, and it can seem like this huge insurmountable thing. Like, how do I get all the way over there? Well, you take one step and then you take another step, and you just keep doing that, and eventually you will get there, or at least closer and closer over time. So that's what we've been focusing on, and we've also had some bonus sessions including Q&As and research updates, and it's been a lot of fun. It's been a very busy month, but a lot of fun.
Right. We've had something every month, every week of the month, and one week it was every day of that week for this month. Um, and and when Siobhan talks about them being interactive, we have been able to actually get into smaller groups and discuss things in what we call the Lipedema Awareness Month Challenge. And today we actually are going to have our final, because today's the 30th, the last day of Lipedema Awareness Month. Today we're going to have our final um, bonus session. I'm going to go ahead and put a link where if you'd like to go to it, it's going to be in the comments. But we call it a pain clinic. We're going to have a guest um, who will come in and run a pain clinic. We're going to talk about CBD. It's today at 5 p.m. Eastern. So that means that, in 25 minutes, we're going to be getting together again. And you still have time to sign up for this if you haven't signed. If you have already signed up for Lipedema Awareness Month Challenge, you should have gotten an email. And if you're on our general email list, you should have gotten an email so that you could attend this clinic. Brian Hayward is our CBD consultant, and he will be there, and he will explain the ins and outs of CBD, why it might help you, and how you could possibly use it, even if you have questions, even if you're not able to buy it in the United States, if you're elsewhere, he can help you find a good product to use, know how much you should be paying for it, and all of those things. And so he's gonna be with us at 5 p.m. Eastern today. So I hope that you're able to sign up for that.
Yeah,
And
and
uh,
just for a brief couple of points on that, there may be some questions in terms of why CBD specifically, and why would it be preferred over other options? Well, for one, from what I've heard from many women in the lipedema community, stuff like Tylenol and Advil does not necessarily work for lipedema related pain. So okay, we want something that works. That's one aspect. Another aspect is, even if those things do work, there are concerns about long-term usage, and we're dealing with a chronic condition. So there are things like GI bleeds and other things like that, and we don't want to have to worry about one more thing on top of everything else. So we want something that's safe for use for a chronic condition. And as far as I've seen in the research so far, CBD does seem to fit into that category. And women are saying if they use it regularly, it does often help. So that's two big important parts. Um, and yeah, so it's like, okay, why use it? Well, it seems to work and it seems to be safe over the long term. So I give it thumbs up. And it, like, if I had someone who's like, I want to use something, I would probably prefer they try CBD at least, even
right,
if it's as a bootstrap, because there are other ways that we can address lipedema related pain, like through nutritional strategies, through things like MLD and pneumatic pumps and things like that. But those things do tend to take time. And when we're dealing with pain, we want to be able to address that quickly, even if we have longer term things in the works. Like with ketogenic diet, sometimes it can take up to 2 weeks for that pain relief aspect to kick in, from what I've heard in others. So if you can get something in the meantime, and then the ketogenic diet kicks in, and then you can come off of it or continue using it, just depending, then that's always helpful.
right. And we do find that with CBD, it addresses other things that we deal with. For like for me, restless leg syndrome, and then just when I'm on my feet an extra length of time, I use the CBD salve, that and it really helps calm my feet down and eases the pain. And so a lot of us have been giving it a try, and
Hmm.
and a lot of us, almost all of us, have some positive result in our life. And so we've decided here at Lipedema Simplified to make sure that we educate our community members on CBD, to give them one more option to manage um, this this chronic condition, this disease that we're dealing with. Another thing that we did this month was have what we call Tribers at the Table, and it was fabulous. I hosted a Tribers at the Table, and Siobhan hosted one. Catherine hosted one. We had them all over. I think we ended up with 18 small, informal meetings of the people who live in our area. And it really gave us a sense of community. We're a community online. And so often we don't get to reach out to other people. We don't get to actually like touch and see their faces, right? We see each other from here up, but we're also like, we've got our avatars on, or our um, our video enhancing equipment with us
Hmm.
and everything.
Yeah, it's very different to be seen in person as a whole person, not just from the chest up, but legs included, arms included, and accepted immediately, no judgment, no nothing, just, you too. All right, let's get chatting. It was a very cool experience for me. I tried to turn it into like a party, so I brought like keto chow, I brought element, I brought copies of the obesity code and the PCOS plan and the diabetes code, because it was like, okay, the only thing better than getting free stuff is seeing other people get free stuff. So I just brought stuff, and it was fun. It was fun to hang out for a few hours. And we're working on meeting up in the future as well. So once every other month or once every month, whatever works out best for people. And it was nice just to get to be able to see locals in general. I'm usually like, on the hermitish side. So it was nice to just get out and hang out for a little while.
And yeah, what was amazing to me, and I was happy to see your pictures of your event because you held your event last Saturday, and I held my event the Saturday before. And what was amazing to me is that when people walked in, they knew who I was. I mean, it was like they're like, "Hi, Gail," and I'm thinking, "Oh my gosh," because we see each other so often online, they recognized me right off the bat. And then it was like we were old friends immediately,
Hmm.
right? It wasn't like there was no awkwardness. It was just sit down and give a chat, and we just held these in small places. Um, and when I say small, I mean like we went out and sat on the patio at our place. We just had this little shop, coffee shop that we sat out on the patio at, and we were there for 2 hours at least, just chitter chattering, talking about everything, providers, you name it, we were talking. And that's where the power of our community comes in, right? I mean, having those connections, having somebody who knows your story simply because they're living your story or a
Hmm.
portion of your story too, right? And like Siobhan said, there's that, oh yeah, me too thing. But then there's also those, "Oh, is that what you do for this?" You know,
There were so many good recommendations given in terms of like swimsuits to use and stuff that covers a larger portion of the body just so we can feel comfortable with whatever we're doing. And yeah, it was great. Recipes were being swapped. And it was so cool because I got to meet Jeannie for one thing, but then there were other people who came in who didn't know anybody. They were just local and had heard about it. And they came in, saw the table, started like walking towards us really happy, and got there and were like, I must be at the right place. It's like, yes, you are. We're
yeah,
all
it's
at the right place.
we're all at the right place at the right time, and we're all here as a community, and that's one of the things we wanna talk to you about. We do have a community, it's called Tribe, and, it's a membership community and we get so many things from it. First of all, we just get connections. I mean, that's just the number one thing. But there are
Hmm.
so many things. We have an exercise class online, of course, that we do 5 days a week. We have webinars. We have book club. We have what else is it? We have artsy fartsy crafting chat. We have, you name it. I mean, we have
Huge catalog of past presentations as well. So if you're
yes.
into the nerding out and getting all the information you possibly can, it goes back a ton. It's very easily searchable as well, so it's easy to find stuff. And in terms of the exercise, I want to clarify something. It is not an intensive, like sweat dripping down your face, like jazzercise type thing. Very, very gentle, easy to approach for everybody wherever they're at. And I was talking to someone at the Tribers at the Table who does Miranda, which is the thing that you're talking about. And she said it helps way more than you would ever believe. It had way more impact than she expected. And it's really helpful just for getting things moving, for like getting that muscle activation so you can get some of the fluid out without putting too much stress on your body and doing too much too fast.
Right,
Because especially if it's like anyone who's having difficulty with mobility or who hasn't exercised, you do need to start really, really, really gentle. And then you can start building up over time. But you do not want to do way too much because then you risk injury. So you do
right,
want that gentle approach.
right. And with our exercise group, which we do call Miranda because it's by Miranda Esmond Dwight, that exercise group, we also have a chat in the beginning. We call it our schmooze time, and
Mm-hmm.
we do our exercise together, and we have a follow up chat. And one of the things that happens in that group is we find a lot of answers and find a lot of solutions because we discuss so much. and we find a lot of love and connection. Anyway, that's just one portion of the tribe. I'm going to put the tribe link if anybody is interested in looking and seeing what the tribe is all about. I put the tribe link in our chat. And let me see if I can grab that banner real quick.
Yeah. And one additional thing that I think is important to mention, because I think they're doing a lot of really cool stuff, is the wisdom circles.
Yes.
And like every single time I hear them pop up and be like, we're working on this, 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 and this, and we're focusing on this, like stuff to improve the world centered around lipedema. And any way that help is needed, they're working on figuring out how to do that.
Right. And with the wisdom circles, the one of the reasons that we call it wisdom circles is because our medical consultant, Dr. Matthew Carmody, has told us time and time again that the wisdom is in the patient.
Mm-hmm.
We are the patient, right? And the wisdom is in the community. And so that's where we're finding answers, and we're finding which direction that we want to move this wonderful grassroots movement toward, right? It's very organic. We move the direction that we want, that our community wants. So we hear what you say, you hear what we say, and we're in this together. You know, we're here for you, you're here for us. We're all here together because you are us and we are you. Anyway, it gets all tangled up. We've been here for 16, almost 17 minutes. We've got to wrap this up because like I said, at 5 o'clock Eastern, we start our next bonus event. So please make sure you check it out in the comments. Click on that link and register if you haven't done so already. And we'll see you for the final day of Lipedema Awareness Month.
13 minutes.
13
Bye.
minutes. Bye.